Good morning, good evening, good night. Buenas tardes. ¿Cómo está?
Wow.
Usted, te amo. Yeah. I'm actually a Latina, you know.
That's actually done.
It's really bad. But I haven't explored that side of me enough, really. How you doing? Just thought I'd clap for us for no reason.
Again.
Praise God. How is everybody? Oh, sorry. I'm not trying to be bougie, but
Yeah, thank you.
you know what it is? Apparently I have arthritis and it affects my actual eyes as well. It's quite annoying. I'm trying to overcome it. And so sometimes I just have to put the shades on. The topic today.
So I've seen something recently. It's become a series on YouTube. It's just this family that I used to watch for like a long time, many years now. But they've got like a little bit of a dilemma. I just wanted to get your opinion on it because I feel like it's gone sideways and it's kind of sad to see as a family, but it's really like showing and exposing people for how like they move nowadays.
Yeah.
If you're not aware, there's the Frost family, Deshae Frost, Brooklyn Frost, her boyfriend, Jacinco, and Monique, who's their mother. The situation is Brooklyn, a 17-year-old, basically wanted to move out, but instead of moving into her own crib, she moved into her boyfriend's yard. Her mum made the rule of her moving out as soon as she turns 18. You can move out after you turn 18, but any time before, I don't agree with because I just don't feel like you're capable of doing that right now. So she's just had another child, another baby, and the house is just a little bit more quiet. I feel like Brooklyn's issue is she doesn't really communicate well what she wants or what she's going to do properly with her mum. Like, she never discussed the situation of her moving out. She just said, I'm moving out, and told her boyfriend to pick her up within 20 minutes as she was gone.
Who does that? Anyway.
So that caused a whole commotion. The mum wasn't pleased because she has a relationship with Brooklyn's boyfriend, and she was like, I manage you and stuff. We have a friendship. Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you ask?
But what's the backstory, or explain to people that are totally oblivious? Because I don't know until you tell me. Why does the mom manage? What is she managing? Explain.
So she's brought up her eldest son, Deshae, to where he is now, doing skits. Been managed by his mom, and he's made it far. He's quite successful at the moment, and he's built up the family a little bit, but not without the help of the mom. So she's kind of tried to manage everyone. The middle son, he moved back in with his grandma in another state because he's just like, I don't like the fakeness of being on YouTube. I don't like being filmed. I don't want to be on camera. I'm not going to pretend or fake being
He's not into the exposure.
happy, you know what I mean? Because I don't feel happy, so I'm not going to be on camera pretending just so you can have views. So the mum wasn't really feeling that.
But she also manages the girl's boyfriend, doesn't she? How did that come about?
Because he's a rapper. He's a rapper and he's trying to build his music career. And she has certain connections, and it was effective with her first son in it. So, you know, he wanted...
So she became his manager before he became her daughter's boyfriend?
No.
Oh. It's when he became the daughter's boyfriend. Interesting. Okay.
I don't know, they have that type of relationship.
No, I'm just trying to understand the dynamics.
Yeah, so she wasn't really... She's fond of him, but not... To a certain extent, she doesn't agree with the fact that they're together because the age difference. Not really that big of a gap, but he's legal age and she's underage a little bit. So, yeah, her point was, I think you should get your own crib. Don't move in with your boyfriend, or just stay in the house with me until you get to 18. Anyway, it's all spiraled out of control now. They've done this whole backwards and forwards thing. Recently, the eldest son stole the baby out of the crib.
What?
Yeah, he's stolen the baby out of the mum's yard.
The new baby?
Yeah, the newborn baby.
That's a few weeks?
Few months.
Okay.
Because
Why would you steal your sibling?
because the Shay's just fed up. He's like, oh, why is the whole family breaking up? My brother's gone back to another state. My sister doesn't want to be at home. I'm not living in the house anymore. Like, why is it that I've left and everything's just turned to rubbish? So, came over to the house to confront the mum and say like, oh, why did you kick the daughter out? Why did you kick my sister out? And the mum just said, oh, her dog. She doesn't like to take responsibility. She doesn't like to clean up. It doesn't seem like it's working. She wants to be with her boyfriend. So he was like, she's not an adult yet. You need to put your foot down. You should have put your foot down.
But wait. Initially, from what you've said to me before, she agreed.
Yeah, she
daughter
agreed.
could
She
move
said
out,
it was
right?
okay that she could move out. But because Brooklyn didn't say she's moving out in 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's a bit on top.
Yeah, she didn't give her mum like a chance to digest her actually leaving.
Yeah.
She's just quite impulsive because she was excited to be with her man, I guess, innit?
But you see, I try to be balanced, okay, because the dog.
Yeah.
Because I could see it from both perspectives.
Yeah.
Due to the fact that I am a mother,
Yeah, exactly.
but also I've been 17 and run away from home.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like to just cast judgments on people without knowing the full story.
Yeah.
But what I picked up on was there's two things. Well, there's a few things going on. One, first of all, the mother agreed and then she didn't.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that kind of screamed control.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've just had a new baby, you got a new man, you
Exactly.
got a new
You got a
baby,
new
you're
man, new
occupied.
baby.
And one of the things I've been told, like, you know, before your children grow up and leave the nest, make sure you've got things. I think it was my mum that said it. Make sure you got things doing.
Yeah.
Because that process. I mean, I've seen women break down and cry. I mean, even when you were going to secondary school, I said to you what happened when you went inside. I did share a little, my baby. But there was a woman outside and she was breaking down, and I had to go over to her and hug her up. I'm sure she probably never hugged a black woman in her life, but she was like, bawling on me like, I'm so sorry. They just get so big so quickly.
Yeah.
So because think about anything you've invested. If people can cry over a dog, you can cry over a baby, which you created, nurtured, you know, looked out for, sick, well, every fall, every cut graze, and then they just say, I'm going now. I can imagine, because I used to say, oh, when Eden leaves, I'm going to be like, and Matt used to say, oh, your mum's going to be a nightmare. But at the same time, I know I have consciously grown with my children. Consciously. But I do think, because the gap between you and Marley is nearly 12 years, 11 and a half years. And so I'm occupied.
Yeah.
And she's a handful. She's a handful. She's very intelligent, and I've had to homeschool because she's ahead, but she's also just a handful.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you leave, and that process is taking a bit longer because of the dynamics with lockdown, all things that have been going on, you know, economics, us moving, all these different things, you know, being a bit of jippos, not fully settling anywhere. And also, because I left home, ran away early with just my suitcase, my grip, you would call it, one of them ones where you go, clung, and you push the gold thing and your finger gets trapped. I used one of those crusty ones, you sit on it, goes, clung, clung, clung. I had one of those cases. I left with just my case. And to be fair to my parents, I waited till everybody left the house. Yeah. I listened and waited till everyone left the house. I think my dad was the last person to leave. My stepdad, because I know, you know, some of you know that I have a biological father, but my stepdad was the one that raised me. And I sat for a while just to make sure. Pondering. I had that last walk around the house. And I left, and I didn't tell anyone where I was for 2 weeks. And then when my mum did, I think I must have decided to let them know. my mother and my grandmother came and saw me at my biological father's house.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, you know, because you're young, there's a lot of resentment. My reasons was just feeling suffocated by Christianity, church, being the bishop's grandchild, the bishop's family. And there's a lot that comes with that.
Mm.
That's another thing we could talk about on another day. But, you know, and being a teenager, there's a certain amount of resentment.
Yeah.
Like, I'm big now anyway. And, but even though I knew from a long time ago, but I could say even more now being a mother, that those 2 weeks, me just being AWOL and no one knowing where I was, my mum must have been absolutely
broken,
you know, tearing her hair out, like, where is my child? And then in turn, that causes her to give me resentment.
No, it's true. But this is the thing I was saying, like, her communication was whack. But basically what happened, she stayed at the boyfriend's yard, it was all cool and fine. The mum pulled up on the boyfriend, blazed him out, saying...
But the part that's not, that I'm not getting, I'm sorry to cut you. This is the part I totally understand. You don't tell your mum you're moving out. She agrees, but then you move out 20 minutes later. You're in a bloody hurry.
She's in a rush.
You're in a real crazy. But the dynamics is she knows the boyfriend because you're his manager and you quite like him. You must like him. So why now? And you've just had the baby, so you're occupied. Yes, you could have done it better. For sure.
Definitely.
And you must all her up and say, you're not doing it like that. Because even with you, I'm like, listen, get your peas, proper stack, you know, don't leave. I know what it is to leave with nothing.
And struggle.
And struggle. And I wouldn't encourage my children to do that. For what? But I can see both sides. But my problem is, you like the boyfriend, so why are you so angry?
I feel like the mum was just kind of toying with her emotions, though, because she did the big bawling. She came back and said, oh, I'm going to stay, I'm going to come back home, because obviously, 1, you're not ready for me to leave. 2, I just feel like I need to be here and help you out, blah, blah, blah. But then that didn't last. It only lasted for 3 days, and the mum was like, get out.
Was all of that for what?
And she was like, she kicked her out, and then threw salt in the wound by adding like, oh, I asked your brother to pay your boyfriend to kick you out.
But was that really what happened?
Basically, yeah.
See, that's another dynamic.
This is what I'm saying.
Because then
the brother's overprotective of his little sister, and he
doesn't.
likes.
Why would you encourage the boyfriend? It's almost like it's a better no one's being serious.
Well, I think it's low key like entertainment, but at the same time, there's definitely issues there. Like, I feel like they're playing off the situation to make it entertainment for people. But at the same time, it's like there's no loyalties. Like, there's a lot of disrespect on all ends. Like,
and why did the boyfriend agree to? Who did he pay?
The brother paid him, but he just took the money because he thought, okay, they're gonna sort out the family issues.
But what did he take the money for?
Exactly, he said he never spent it. It's just been in a drawer. He just held it.
But then,
it makes him look guilty because he shouldn't have taken it. You know what I mean? And he didn't kick her out. She just left in the middle of the night. Didn't tell her boyfriend, which is where the communication is messed up again.
So what we're talking about here really is it's a bit like the Kardashian thing, really.
This is what I'm saying.
I think not only is this about lack of communication, toxic family.
That's what she said.
Issues.
She said she left because the atmosphere was quite toxic, and the brother came back, had a conversation with the mum saying, "Why you kick her out?" The boyfriend got involved. The mum's boyfriend got involved. I started arguing with the son and put hands on him. So they were fighting.
Over what? But what
because
are you fighting over?
The boyfriend's like, oh, I'm the man of the house. And he's like, listen, I know I don't pay no bills in here, but you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me, because I helped the family get up to a certain level. Do you know what I mean? And now you coming in. Don't think just because you knocked up my mum, you can disrespect me when I'm having a conversation with my mum about my sister and my family.
You know what? You see this culture?
It's just getting mad.
This culture.
Listen, it's got worse. The mum and the boyfriend set up the daughter.
Wait. hold up. This talk is about the effects, once again, of social media on the family unit. Not true?
Yeah.
Because, well, what would you say?
I feel like it's definitely communication, the lack of communication, and yeah, actually, social media is involved because the playing of it, like certain things, I feel like you should keep to yourself.
Right. So this is what I'm saying. So this is what I'm going to say right now. I really don't want to diss social media because this is social media, but it's that saying when they say it's not the money, it's what you do with it.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not that sugar is evil. It's how much you use, or it's not anything in excess. Isn't good. There should be a balance, and I with the culture, because of shows that have been so successful, like Keeping Up with the Kardashians, I kind of think though at the same time, all right, I can express myself and give you examples of things that have happened with me, but I'm not going to tell you the and that was involved and
they're literally filming every piece, like.
And I think because you are is what we used to call airing your dirty laundry in public. And because
that people like drama in it, but
so how is it not toxic?
It's
so this is what social media is doing as well. It's breaking down the family unit because once again you are externally looking for validation, or I don't know what do you call it, clout.
Definitely.
And you're willing to sacrifice the sanctity of your relationships
for views.
So
the mom and the boyfriend,
praise God.
The mom and the boyfriend hired a girl, like a impersonator, basically. The brother used that girl in one of his videos previously. So the mom called the girl up and said, "Can we use you for like a setup thing?" Paid the girl to go to the mall.
Who was she impersonating?
The daughter.
Wow, this is
She went in the mum's. She went in the daughter's room, found her clothes, and said, "Put on the coat, put on her hat, hide your hair to make it more believable." But the girl's way taller than her daughter. So she sent them to the mall, and while she's filming, she's recorded them from like a sky view.
Them as in the boyfriend.
The mom and the mom's boyfriend. She's recorded the girl that's hired to be her daughter.
Right, doing what?
Just sitting in the mall eating food.
Right, okay.
Just to set
her
own daughter up.
Yeah.
She took the picture, sent it to the boyfriend, her daughter's boyfriend, and said, "My daughter's cheating on you."
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa!
So he can kick her out the yard, and
then how does that benefit? Oh no! And how does that benefit the mother? Because she can have her daughter back.
That was her aim, to get the daughter to come back home.
By portraying your daughter as a hoe. Do you see the levels of that?
And got her friend to join in. Paid the girl. The girl.
What kind of friend is that? Now here's the thing. All right, we used to watch WWE wrestling coming up. Is there an element of dramatization happening just so they can keep the views? But here's the scary thing. If that is the case, you're going too far.
Yeah.
But you're going too far because even if, all right, just for the shock value, you don't tell your daughter what's going on, but everybody else involved knows. That not knowing has a cause and effect, because then, first of all, you portray me, your daughter, as a hoe. Second of all, you're jumping in my relationship.
This is the
and then thirdly, you expect me to sit in your face and for our relationship to be harmonious after you just done that, and you've done it like to the world, internationally and nationally.
Like,
for what? For what?
So the boyfriend kicked her out. She decided to go to her brother and say, "Can I stay at the yard for a bit until I get my apartment?" The money set up. The mom controls the money because she's underage. So
is that
she's
what
been
it's
ringing
really
the
about?
mom.
Is that what it's really about? You see, this is the thing. This is why, I mean, okay, our last few videos have been about this because most people will probably just say, you're being granny, it's fun, it's all of this. But I don't think people are seeing that the things that we are now accepting as our norm are breaking down the structure of family and society.
It's done out, you know.
Because now you should be, I mean, don't get me wrong, and as I've said already, you see, narcissism, I've told you from the very beginning, it is integral to society at large. I've said it because these are the dynamics of a narcissistic mother.
Yeah.
A narcissistic mother.
And then she puts on the waterworks every time she gets
puts
caught,
on the waterworks?
mum.
So this is a narcissistic mother. This is a toxic family, you know, set up dynamics. Is it or is it not? But what I don't get is why is everybody agreeing to do it?
Because everyone wants clout and to be put on.
This is sad.
The boyfriend's gullible, so he believed it, kicked her out. She then moved into a motel because she couldn't get into a hotel because she's underage.
So you've said, so look at all the things it's affecting.
And then the whole time she's been in the motel, the mum hasn't called, messaged, nothing.
What kind of?
She's called her and she's ignoring her. And then when
so you're using your children, right? Because don't get me wrong, right?
Then the brother stole the baby to get back at the mum.
Oh my God!
And then the mum called the police on him
mess.
For child kidnapping.
Oh, and so look at that. So in one foul swoop, with your scheming behaviour, because you want to control the funds, you single-handedly, as a mother with no wisdom, because you know what? This is what I'm saying. This whole setup, what it does is it rewards childish behaviour.
Yeah. They're getting better views, you know.
It rewards idiocy. And as a grown kiss-me-ass woman, what you've done single-handedly is mash up your own flex. Then your son's going to have a record on his a name on his record. Your daughter, well, now the picture you painted of her being a hoe, she might as well be one car. You're not giving her no money, so what's she going to do to get the money she needs? Isn't she ultimately, whatever she's, I'm not saying she's going to go to the streets and turn into a prostitute, but she has to do something so she can get what she needs. Even if that something is, right now, I'm sending out the whole family.
And her best friend has also just moved out and they're around the same age. She's just turned 18. But she's like, you know, I don't want to impose myself on my friend. It shouldn't be her responsibility. I don't want to be that person that's sitting on your couch and you're asking, okay, so when are you leaving now? So she went to the motel instead, but she said it's really, really scary, whatever. She's just struggling to understand who would do it to her.
You know what? I think this talk, it goes further than just social media affecting the family dynamics.
Yeah.
You know what? It's trust,
betrayal, man.
Trust, boundaries, betrayal, you know. And I mean, here's the thing. Nowadays, because it's almost like, you know, 30 pieces of silver. If I give you 30 pieces of silver, like Judas Iscariot, you can have this.
Yeah.
And everybody's so famished because that's the culture for recognition, validation, clout, that you'll sell out your own mum.
Basically. It's deep, you know.
And here's the thing. I'm wondering how many people are quietly in pain.
There's a lot.
Because people are brandishing them on social media.
It's crazy.
And not just people,
and if you
your
don't
own family.
Up, everyone believes that person. And
then what else is that doing? Because the culture is to speak up and make your voice be heard. You know, like own who you are. But then the problem with that is what a lot of us say from my generation is we feel sorry for this generation because anything you do is online forever.
Yeah, literally.
So then speaking up.
She's not innocent because her and the boyfriend robbed the brother. So the brother said, listen, like...
Where did that come into it?
Because he kept on messing around with... he pulled up at the boyfriend's yard saying, yo, Brooklyn, you need to come out now. And she said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm a certain age now. the vibes at home are toxic. I'm not coming home. The dad came over. They flew the dad out to come and talk to her. She came home, and then the mum kicked her out.
You see, this is the dynamics of a toxic family, and maybe the culture is actually exposing the deep-seated
definitely
mental disorder that people have in society in general, and maybe it was always there, but I feel like
it's backfired.
It's amplified due to the culture being about clout validation and all of that. And here's the thing, maybe relationships now are fraught, because when you think you were just having this is just your family, it's just how it is, it's people escalating now. It's escalating, so father against son, daughter against mother, and it's exposing the sickness, because then there's a lie. The next thing is lie.
What I'm saying
is that you can't trust people. And here's the thing, when I first started talking about the narcissistic family unit, people looked at me like, "You're talking about?"
Rubbish.
Now it's everything. Type it in. I tell you, after this, type it in, and you'll see how many things come up about it. And I would say to you, as somebody who you might not understand, like, why is it that I am the butt of every joke?
Yeah.
Why is it that I'm the scapegoat? But you know what
Black
they say?
sheep.
Why they say that even the golden child is abused, because ultimately you're being used to carry out some kind of scheme, and then you're rewarded for your bad behavior.
And that's the shade. So in that unit, the mums called the police on him. They searched his yard. The baby, you know what's deep? The baby is so sweet, and it's like she's being brought into this family. She don't understand anything, and the fact that everyone's like using each other to get ahead or to get back into the family, because this is what he did. He called up the sister. She came over to his house like a few days prior and said, "Oh, can I stay with you so I can get my apartment?" And he said no, because you robbed my yard and I can't see you any other way now. Like, I have less respect for you. So she was like, all right, fair. Went into the motel.
This brother?
Yeah, went to the motel.
This is sad.
Yeah. So now she's becoming a little bit more depressed, but she's just saying like, I'm just going to trust in God and blah, 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 blah. Hopefully something changes. I'm not going to badmouth anyone. So older brother calls her up, says, come round to the yard, and asks her, can you take the blame for the baby being stolen?
Oh my,
because I've got my career, my acting, da 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 da. And she said, you didn't think of that before you started youth.
But you didn't think of me either.
Exactly. So
did you call me and ask me, do you need to stay somewhere?
Right, that's what she said. She's like, so I'm going to take the youth back to mum's yard, but this ain't for you, it's for her, because she's a baby and you've had her here for how many days? What have you been feeding her? You didn't even take clothes, nothing, bottles.
This family is a mess. And do you know what's scary? That people will sit down, and have been clearly seeing the whole thing as entertainment, but really what you're looking at is a dysfunctional family. You know what, let's talk about that in depth.
All of them need therapy, man.
In the next video. Please comment and subscribe. Hold tight.